Is a diet really a diet when you can eat whatever you want? And is that what flexible dieting promises? Well, I'll talk more about what it actually is, and I'll go into some tips on how you can get started right now. Flexible dieting is just what its name suggests. It's a way of eating where you can be flexible with your food choices, with one caveat though, that it's meeting your energy requirements. That means that you're mindful of how much you're eating to a certain extent, and it's going to involve some method of tracking in order for you to determine what the correct portion size is for you. There's different ways in how you can determine your portion sizes. The most common method is counting calories or tracking your macros. An alternative version to that is using hand-sized portions, which I'll give you a link to a video where I describe that method at the end of this video. There's also guidance on how you can set up your meal plates so that you get your proper portions of grains, vegetables, fruits, and protein. Flexible dieting is based off of the principle of energy balance, which is a scientific law that states that energy can't be created nor destroyed. It's basically transferred from one form into another. Everything that your body does is powered through the energy that you get from your food. Without it, you wouldn't be able to create something without nothing. You wouldn't be able to move your arm if you didn't have the energy input that's going to power that movement. All of the energy that you consume through your food, it either gets used or it gets stored. It doesn't just disappear. If you eat too much food, if you consume too much energy, then that excess is going to be stored as body fat. If you don't get enough energy from your food, then your body is going to tap into its body fat stores in order to get the energy that it needs for all of its processes. Essentially, that's the formula for weight loss. Consume less energy than your body expends. If you've got a goal of bulking up, of adding lean body mass, of adding muscle, then the formula for that is to consume more energy than your body burns off. If you want to stay at the same exact weight, then you will eat exactly the amount of energy that your body burns off. With flexible dieting, you can eat what you choose as long as you consume the right amount of energy that allows you to meet your goal, whether it's weight loss, whether it's maintaining a healthy weight, or if you want to gain muscle and bulk up. I'd have to say that this is one of the more popular forms of dieting because it cuts through all of the food rules, it eliminates the complexities that you find in other diets, and instead it focuses mainly on your energy intake in the form of calories, macros, or whatever way that you measure your portion sizes. Plus, it allows you to continue eating the foods that you love as long as it's in a way that still allows you to meet your goals. Another great thing about this approach is that it can be combined with any other diet that you're interested in. So if you want to do keto, if you want to do intermittent fasting, if you want to be vegan or vegetarian, then you can combine the principles that you learn from flexible dieting along with that other method of eating too. It challenges the way that we look at what's healthy or not, because with flexible dieting, it's very possible for you to lose weight, to get lean, to lower your cholesterol, to lower your triglycerides, while still eating food that's commonly labeled as unhealthy, such as pizza, burgers, burritos. You can still eat that food and you can still meet your goals. That's perhaps the biggest selling point of flexible dieting, and it's the reason why I'm such a big advocate of it. The best diet really is the one that you can stick to for the long run, that allows you to accomplish your goals. And it's much easier to stick to a diet when you can eat the foods that you love. Alright, so are you sold yet? And if you are, then here are some of my tips on how you can get started with flexible dieting today. My first tip for you is to start experimenting with tracking your portion sizes. You can use either one of the three methods that I stated earlier, which is to count your calories, track your macros, use hand-sized portions, or you can use guidance for how to set up your plates. Here's an example of a plate that you would set up for fat loss. Half of the plate is going to be vegetables, a little over a quarter of it is going to be protein, while the rest is going to be carbs, plus you're going to have a side of fruit. Another way to set up your plate is to have half of it be vegetables, the other half protein, and you can have a side of fruit. You can adjust the portion sizes on that plate or even adjust the size of the plate in order to meet the energy requirements for your goal. I'll have more specific videos on each one of these methods, so stay tuned and be on the lookout for those. An easier way of doing this is by jotting down what you eat at each meal, or you can take a picture of each one of your meals. The goal behind this step is to gain awareness of how often you eat, what you eat, and how much you eat. Figure out which one of these methods you like the best and which one that you're more likely to be able to use for an extended period of time. Tip number 2 is to track your regular intake. You're not modifying anything that you would normally eat, and you would track that intake for 2 whole weeks, and you will also track your weight along with that. If you find that your weight has stayed the same after these 2 weeks, then that means that the food that you've eaten during that time span matches exactly to the amount of energy that your body burns off. If you find that your weight has increased, then that means that you're probably eating more food than your body requires. If you find that your weight has decreased, that means that you're eating less food than your body actually needs, or you might have done more physical activity during that time span. You may have been burning more energy than you were eating. Make sure that you note these observations. That way you get a baseline of what your current food intake is getting you in terms of your body weight goals. My third tip is then to gradually adjust your intake so that you're more aligned towards your goals. If you want to lose weight, then consider reducing some of your portion sizes, or you can swap out some of what you're currently eating for lower calorie alternatives. The key word here is gradual. Make sure that the changes that you're doing right now are ones that you're ready, willing, and able to do at this very moment. You don't want to sacrifice too much or cut out too much, because if you find yourself restricting or depriving yourself, then that's only going to come bite you in the butt later on down the line. Don't go overboard with this. If you make gradual changes over time with patience and consistency, there's no doubt that you're going to be getting closer and closer towards your goal. Let me know down in the comments below if flexible dieting is something that you're interested in doing. And also, if you have any questions on anything that I've talked about in this video, leave those questions in the comments down below too. If you found value out of this video, then please consider liking this video and also subscribing to my channel for more content and tips just like this. Also, check out my content on the next screen for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.